Yes. Hello, hi, hello, hi. Welcome back to my channel. We're gonna hear, a blessed good evening to all of you. Yes, speak up to all of you that have tuned in. If you're new to it, please subscribe to my channel and smash the like button, right? As you have already seen on the title, so many things to discuss about. It's been a crazy 24 hours, 2 days, to be honest. We thought that there will be no signing, but I think the news that broke around and the circulation that is going around was intense, to be honest. And yeah, another hijack, to be honest. It's very hard to pronounce the name, but it's called as what Piru Hincapie. I don't know how you pronounce the name. I'm sorry for no mispronouncing the Ecuadorian name, by the way. A center back, left-sided center back, playing as the left back. You know what I mean? So he's a kind of a defender that can play like a center back in a back three. Obviously, Bayern Leverkusen plays in a back three system, so it does make it does make sense a lot. So that is the situation right there. On the other side, there's a loan with an application. I think Spurs were in for him, and then we came here out of nowhere. And then given the fact that Zinchenko is gonna go out and Kiwior is also going out, it makes sense a lot. We also cover about Kiwior in this very stream, and then we're also gonna talk about Fabio Vieira with link with Bayern Munich. I hope that we could get some money, get some money for them, and then we have to talk about the other links like Rodrygo, for example. Rodrygo's situation has been very much tricky, by the way. I've heard about some news about Rodrygo staying at Madrid. There are other factors, to be honest. Turkish clubs are in for Zinchenko, for example, and then we did sign a 16-year-old Shamrock, by the way, from playing for a club in Netherlands, not in Netherlands, by the way, Ireland. I can't even pronounce the name, but we have signed him, but he will join in 2027. Given the fact that he's 16 now, after 2 years from now on, he will be, you know, 18 years old. It makes sense. A player can move from one place to another when they're like 18 years old. So it makes sense a lot. These are the kind of a deal that we have to talk about. And then I forgot to mention in my thumbnail, but out of nowhere today, we were being linked with a right back. Arnau Hernandez. I don't know. He's been playing for Girona, by the way. So yeah, this is a kind of a topic that we have to touch about. All right. Yes. Richard,
Yes,
Richard, how are you, man? How are you?
all good, man. All good. Yourself?
Yeah. I'm good today.
Another wonderful day. Another wonderful. What's the time? What's the time in India at the moment?
At the moment, it's 9:35, 9:35 p.m. Yeah.
Okay, not too bad. It's 5 p.m. in the UK.
Yeah. Good timing. Good timing. Actually, it's a little bit very much well timing.
Yeah,
Uh,
100%.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot to talk about, man. Out of nowhere, out of the boom. So many news were coming around, left, right, and center. We heard about, we signed Shamrock, in a youngster from Netherlands, if I'm mistaken, 16-year-old.
Yeah.
A kid that we signed, midfielder. And then there's news about Zinchenko linked with some Turkish club. And then, yeah, there is so many, arguments going around at the moment regarding Kiwior. Yes, us fans are not happy with the deal, but again, we would not expect too much for the likes of Porto, by the way. So yeah, that is the situation. We will touch about it, and then we have to talk about Fabio Vieira, by the way. Yes, the guy that Berta has been stinging around for a 30 million bid, Stuttgart, and we are hearing like Bayern is also in for him. That is
Yeah.
an interesting news that is going around. And then yeah, Rodrygo's situation, Arnaud Hernandez from Girona that we've been linked to a right back, and the main topic will be based on this Piero Prero Hincapie. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Sorry for mispronouncing the name, but these are the links,
Hincapie.
man. Yeah, talk to me, man. Talk to me. Yes, Hincapie.
Is
Yeah, talk to
is
me, man. Yeah.
Hincapie, or some people
Hincapie.
pronounce. I think it's Hincapie, but Hincapie. I don't know how some people will pronounce it, but that's the way I would pronounce it. But I'm
Hincapie, isn't
pretty,
it? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you're from South America, you'll pronounce it something completely different. So let's just go with Hincapie for now until we're corrected, or people say it differently.
Yeah, sorry for that. I have to close the window for a while. Yeah, anyways, yeah, man. This is a very funny situation right there. I think we thought that that AZ deal was the last deal. All right, we thought that I think after AZ deal we will not be signing any players, but boom, out of the nowhere, out of the blue, it seems that we have got another 50 million to spend. Remember, Ben Jacob, one of the reliable journalists for Arsenal, to be honest. Is he an Arsenal fan, Ben Jacob? Is
No,
he a gunner?
no, he supports Leicester City.
Leicester City, by the way. Okay, okay. But
Yeah,
he usually covers about this Arsenal news here and there, and then no, he talked about us having a 300 million pound budget. So I mean, as a fans, we are like, yeah, we wonder how much we spend because we never spend 250 million pounds. This is the first time we have break the bank. Someone
yeah.
signing million pounds. So what he says that Arsenal have 50 million pound left to spend more. So are we spending it more on Hincapie? But again, there is also a situation that is going around that there were talks about him having a 60 million release clause. Arsenal not willing to pay that money. Like come on, nobody's gonna pay directly that 60 M that release clause. Until unless that the guy, the person is a renowned, recognized player. And for instance, is Thomas Partey. Like people knew about Thomas Partey from before.
Yeah.
They knew about the quality. He was experienced. So boom, Arsenal without hesitation we activated the 50 million release clause. But this Hincapie case is not like that. A little bit new to it. No one is gonna pay that 60 million release clause. So it is right on the Arsenal side to make the move. I think it's a loan with an obligation, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it is. But to be honest, like Arsenal are trying to work out things now. Arsenal are like, what opportunities can we take right now? And as you briefly touched on Kiwior going, like I don't want to jump onto Kiwior just yet, but I, I like Kiwior. So selling him, the only reason why we're getting Hincapie is because we're getting rid of at least one or two defenders. And from an Arsenal perspective, they see this individual player being better than Zinchenko and Kiwior currently right now. And we, yeah, you've got to be smart, right? You've got to be smart because the way I see it is Arsenal are like, right, if we're not going to get the full money for Kiwior, then we were going to have to go and get someone on loan and an obligation to buy who we actually want. So my understanding, this particular signing is more of a Berta signing than it is our Arteta signing. Um, um, because my understanding, because Berta really already scouted him previously, um, and basically said he's the one you want in to come into the team to elevate the team. So it's a Berta ID. He's spotted and to seek an opportunity, and yes, like you said, it's a loan and an obligation to buy next season if they accept the loan.
Yeah, yeah, obviously, man. I think you're spot on that because if you look into the Bayer Leverkusen system, it's been a crazy run for Bayer Leverkusen, to be honest.
Yeah,
Xavi also left the club for Madrid, and whom did they sign? Eric Ten Hag. Ten Hag
yeah,
joined Leverkusen, and then the moment he joined Leverkusen, they've lost their key man, Florian Wirtz, the Liverpool.
yeah,
100, 140 million euros. That was the initial fee. I mean, the overall package is 150 million euros, but they've lost their captain, their leader, Granit Xhaka. They
yeah.
sold him, Sunderland for 20 million euros, and then they've lost their. I think they've lost Frembong. Yes, they've lost Frembong.
Yeah, yeah.
They've lost Frembong to,
And
and then
I
so
think
many players are leaving, man. Yeah.
there was is it Boniface? Is he with them? Bayern Leverkusen?
Yes, Boniface was there, but he failed the medical test at Milan.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he's
yeah,
returned. I think it was a 5 million euro loan with an obligation to buy next summer
yeah.
for 30 million euros. But the
And
medical was failed and he's coming back.
yeah, and this is what we're gonna see. So this is, don't forget, this is the last week of the transfer window. Well, this week, isn't it? It's the last week of the transfer window, right? So what we're gonna see is more of these loan deals coming through. This is where, okay, clubs tend not to have the money now because they've spent what they spent early in the window, and now is the time where they're gonna say it's like, right, okay, look, guys, we can't afford him now, but we can afford 10 million or 5 million, whatever the loan fee is, and then on the back of that, next year we'll pay the full amount of 40 to 30 to 50 million.
Exactly. I mean, I think Arsenal are also not that stupid enough to pay that money, to be honest. I mean, I'm also hearing about, I also read about the news about, there are so many, we read these news at Twitter and Instagram, the faps,
Yeah,
the all
yeah,
instant boost out. So, yeah, they also talked about, see, remember, when Spurs were also in for him, Spurs didn't went directly and activated the clause. They also opt for a loan with an obligation. I mean, they also went for a loan, and then obligation was exactly 60 million package.
yeah,
The release
yeah,
clause of that player, but Leverkusen rejected it. Leverkusen rejected it. But
yeah,
again, for the case of Arsenal, like I mean, if the player wants to leave, maybe the Leverkusen could just say like, okay, fine, if you want to leave, then you can leave.
yeah,
That's your stand.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you, man. I mean, the clubs have spent the most that they have possibly spent, and those clubs that haven't spent much, maybe they will spend their money on January. I think that's the case. They do. If
yeah,
they don't
yeah,
spend much on summer, they tend to spend more on winter. So I mean, yeah, it's a good deal, but I don't know
yeah.
how much will be the fee. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the thing is a good. And the thing is, like, look, I'm not going to pretend like I know this player. I'm not going to pretend and say I've watched him week in, week out. But what I have done, just like many Arsenal fans or and football fans in general, you go on YouTube and you see the clips. And from what I've seen of him, he looks strong. He looks strong, and one-on-one battles. And from an Arsenal perspective, is what you need is someone good on one-on-ones, your strength, for speed, agility. And from what I've seen on YouTube, on the clips I've seen, he looks good. But it's always going to be a risk buying someone who we're not familiar with, who's not been mentioned. Like we've seen players over the Champions League years, and we think, yeah, he's really good, so we know how to play. But this one's come out from nowhere. So I'm like, hold on, who's this guy? And obviously I had to go and investigate and check him out. But yeah, look at look what he said there. The clips are always the best players. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say. So it's a case of, look, what I've seen of him, he looks good. But again, so does a lot of players. So I'm intrigued. Like the fact that we're willing to get rid of Kiwior and potentially Zinchenko at the same time to get this one player in. That's two players out, one player in, and that should solidify our defense. But then again, you get him in, then you have to think about Calafiori and Lewis Skelly, because I then think about, okay, so we've got three players who can play in that position. So obviously, this guy Hincapie, he must be coming in as a direct behind Gabriel, right? And I'm
Yes, Gabriel. He's a left-footed center back. Yeah.
yeah,
LCP. Yes.
but for Bayern Leverkusen, he plays as left back. So
No, Bayer Leverkusen, he plays as a left-sided center back in a back three. Remember Bayer Leverkusen play in a back three?
oh,
They have Tatsova,
oh,
yes, and then Kumbong and Grimaldo, they go as a wing
okay,
back. That's how they play.
okay. So okay,
Yeah,
so
the same goes to Calafuri too. Calafuri too. Remember Calafuri during his Bologna days? He was playing as a LCP in a back three. But
yeah, he
again, he
was.
literally went forward, yes, very similar to it in the respect of the
Yeah.
profile that we're getting.
Okay, so that makes total sense then. So look, him coming in, great. Him coming in. When's he gonna play? Where's he gonna play? Right now, everyone fit. He doesn't walk straight into the team, but what he does give us is tremendous depth, and we're never gonna complain about the quality. It's all good having the depth for the squad, but we never ever had quality, and this is, as Arsenal fans, this is all we ever wanted. We've got a first team, always had a strong first team. For how long our first teams have been decent or somewhat able to compete with some of the big boys in the Premier League. But when we've always looked to the bench, and I always do, the Arteta look to the bench, then look away, you can never make that sub. If you look at Arsenal's last two games, Arteta's made 5 subs. Like, because he's got the talent is there. And if this guy is going to come in and, well, the guy's going to come in and fundamentally play eventually, but we're going to have a squad where we're going to be competing for every single type of trophy there is this season, every single trophy. And I think that, and that's the reason where Berta's come in, because you've got to look at the ownership, right? The ownership are looking at it like, we need to win now. Because that's the way I see it. The way I see it is, we need to win now. And by losing Edu and getting Berta, who already is a renowned sporting director for Atletico Madrid, and he's won based on his signings. He's had great deals. Obviously, he's had not some great deals, right? But bringing him in, it should show everyone and shows to everyone, wow, okay, you got rid of Edu, you bought in Berta, and now you spent over 200 million in a transfer window, and you're not messing about. The players that we've brought in as a squad, and looking at our depth of our squad, we are super solid. We are a very, very, very strong team. I know some people will kind of have their reservations on one or two of the signings, but do you know what? At some degree, I understand. But if you look at our squad overall, we are a very, very strong squad. Now Saka's out. Is everyone screaming, panicking, stressing out? Not one person. No. We are all part of the same chat groups. We're all part of the same.
Big up, Chris.
What's going on?
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Right on time.
Like I was saying, we're all part of the same chat groups, yeah? Saka being injured, everyone would have had a meltdown. Who's melting down? Everyone's like, okay, cool. We've got Madueke, put him on the right.
Yep.
No one's like, literally, this is the first time like we've got Saka and Odegaard out for the Liverpool game, and not one of us are really stressing.
And Havertz.
Oh, and Havertz, exactly. And who is stressed? No, we've got adequate backups.
You know what the funny thing is, though? The start of the season, when we first just before the season, when we first signed Madueke, look at all the fans crying about him. Now they're all like, "Oh, he can cover Saka. It's all right. It's all right."
This is what I'm saying. because you know what? Despite what we said, I'm including one of them, right? I'm a shameful Arsenal fan. I don't care. Look, I did not want Madueke. I did not want him. Yeah, no matter what, I didn't want him. And is it because when we bought him? Is it because we bought him so early in the window where we had our expectations to go and get Rodrygo and other Leaos and all those kind of other Lookmans and all that kind of stuff? And then, so you know, like you go and get a girl, right? And you go and get a bird. You think you want to go and get a bird, and your mate's giving you all these birds. And you're thinking, come on, son, these are the ones I want. And he brings you Peggy Mitchell. Do you get what I mean?
That's true.
And you're thinking, Peggy, what am I gonna do, Peggy Mitchell? Do you get what I mean? So, but yeah, so analogy's mad. But yeah, but do you get what I mean? But so it's just one of those ones where, but coming in, we've seen when he was on the left, he wasn't great. But when he went on the right, as soon as Saka came off, you thought, okay, wow, he's alive, because that's his natural position. And that's where I feel it's gonna be good for us.
He looked good when he went onto that right, don't you think?
Yeah, he was fantastic.
He looked better for 5 minutes on the right than he did probably the entire time he played on the left.
And the thing is, I think he was frustrated when Arteta brought him off. I honestly thought he was like, "Oh, come on, Arteta! I just got on the right. I literally just got on there.
Yeah, I'm just heating up."
Yeah, exactly. And I do feel he'll be good for us. He'll be good for us without a doubt. Again, like I said, we've got these three players out, and there's no meltdown.
1 second.
No problem. There's no meltdown.
I mean, regarding this, the Ecuadorian that we are linked with, I think. See, if we look into the Zinchenko case, even if we keep Kiwior, Zinchenko was supposed to leave. We all know that.
Yeah.
I mean, Zinchenko's case was we need to get rid of him, even if we keep Kiwior. I think Kiwior leaving, yes. I think Hincapie is coming in. I think it does provide a lot of depth, to be honest. I mean, for the past couple of 2-3 seasons, if you look into our defensive squad tape, I think our defensive squad tape have been brilliant, to be honest. I mean, Gabriel and Saliba have hold on to their position so far. Ben White was there. Zinchenko was kind of playing like left back, yes, for the past couple of seasons.
Oops, he's disappeared.
Baby keeps crying. She was alright. She was settled, and now she keeps crying. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stay in, but I'm just gonna set a bottle up for her because that's
Yeah,
probably
no
what it
problem,
is.
no problem, no
But I'll
problem.
stay here and I'll just mute the mic and mute the camera. I'll be 1 minute.
Okay, cool.
All
No
right, right.
problem.
Yeah, sorry for that. Sorry for that. I mean, but regarding this depth that we have, it has been pretty much brilliant. I mean, the 2023-24 season that we had. Remember, we had Tomiyasu. So
Yeah,
Tomiyasu was covering the right back. He was covering center back. He was playing on the right side. And then coming season, his injury fitness. Timber was coming back from fitness. The defense have been solid. Kiwior have stepped up, yes, very brilliant left back and then center back. And if you look into the current situation, we have got in Mosquera, by the way, a good signing, 30 million pounds. Ben White and the depth is good, man. Saliba, Gabriel. And then we got Hincapie and Mosquera. And then we all know that Mosquera can play right back. He have played right back, the last game. And then we have got Benjamin White and Timber, who is competing on the right side. And then both of them can play center back. That's the case. And then we've got the likes of Calafiori, and then we have Miles Lewis Kelly. And
yeah,
then if you remember, even Calafiori can play center back. Naturally,
yeah,
he's a center back. And then the
yeah.
profile that we're getting, it's very versatile, very versatile.
And
I mean,
and
the two signing. Look at the signing. Right
that,
sided center back, left sided center back. They can play as a fullback.
yeah, bro, I'm telling you now, it is mental. Like our manager wants us to be the strongest team defensively in the Premier League over the net. Like literally, he wants us to be super conditioned where we do not concede any goals. He wants the fewest goals, as you know, the clean sheets. He loves the clean sheet. And you can see that over the last 3 years, we've kept the clean sheet record. So he wants us to be so strong as possible. There's no one coming in, and this is the defense we expect to keep for the next a minimum 3-4 years. 3-4 years.
Obviously, I mean, if you look to the age also, right? Saliba is 24, Gabriel is
It was
26,
solid as well.
and 27. Gabriel is the oldest. Ben White is 27. We've got Timber who is 24. See, look at the age. Calafiori is 23.
Yeah,
Mosquera is 21. Very young. And then Hincapie is 22 years old. So if you look
yeah,
at the profile, it's very young. And then if you look into the output that the defenders have provided. I was looking at the stats for a while. I was looking at his career. I mean, Hincapie had like around about 5-6 GA all competition for a center back. That's a lot for a center back. Even
yeah,
last season, he had like 3 goals and 3 assists. I mean, fair play to a center back able to score that many amount of goals. So yeah, I'm really kind of excited, man. Really kind of excited.
yeah,
But
yeah. How excited can you be about the defense?
yeah, and
you
then
know,
yeah, regarding this outgoings too. I mean, fair play to it if you can carry over the line. I think personal terms is also been agreed. But this Kiwior man, yeah, I mean, it's so sad to see. Where we were expecting a little bit. Yeah, we could talk about 40 m, 50 m. Yes, jokes apart. At least to a minimum, you and I, we would like expect Kiwior to go for 35 million at least.
yeah,
Given the fact that we have spent 20 million on him, but it is Porto. It was bound to happen, man. It is Porto. Porto is never gonna pay 35 million
yeah.
pounds. They're never
No,
gonna pay
no.
that.
And do you know what it is? Like what I read is Kiwior had at least 15 to 20 clubs to pick from. He had 15 to 20 clubs to pick from, and he decided to go with Porto because Porto, one, the weather's good, two, they're in the Champions League, and he's guaranteed first team. He didn't want to go Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are not in the Champions League. So you got to remember, right? Even though Kiwior doesn't start for Arsenal, Kiwior is a Champions League defender. So do you get what I mean? He can come in and He can play for majority majority of top 4 teams in England, right? He can do that. So for him, from his perspective, it's like, why am I going to go to Crystal Palace? Why aren't I going to go to a club where it has to benefit him? Obviously, he's a player. And like you said, Kiwior, look, I didn't want him to leave either. But the way I see it is this Hincapie, he's a better player than Kiwior. And if it's an opportunity to get a player better than Kiwior, get him in. Get him in and ship Kiwior out. You know, end of the day, we've got. So go on.
Even this Kiwior thing, I think, like you have mentioned exactly, all those clubs that came in for Kiwior must have been a club that are playing Europa League or Conference League, or they don't have Europe. For example, Milan don't have Europe. I mean, taking an example, if Milan, if there was a club like a decent club from Italy, Atletico Madrid, for example. If Atletico Madrid come for him, he tries to hijack him, Kiwior is gonna go to Atletico Madrid. That's for sure.
Of course.
That's for sure. Kiwior will go to Atletico Madrid until unless it's a bigger team that is playing Champions League. Kiwior is not gonna go to the other teams, and then you're spot on that. And then if there's a like Atletico Madrid are in for him, or those clubs are in for him, then cool, we can get that 35 million pounds, 40 million pounds, because they could pay that money, for.
Yeah.
I mean, even Porto coming for him means his wage was affordable. Let me tell you, he's on what, 55K per week. I think that's affordable wage for Kiwior, for Porto.
How much is he on?
50, 55. I think it's around about 50. I think it's 58 million pounds, 58,000 pounds per week.
That is mad.
It's affordable. It's affordable price. It's the wage is too low, so he's affordable for the other clubs, for the buying clubs to come for him, and the fact that it's a loan with obligation. I think the obligation is 26 million euros. Yes, but I'm pretty sure there's a loan fee in it. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a loan fee on it.
Like realistically, loan fee will be about 4 to 5 million pounds.
A little bit more than that. I think with the loan fee, the package will cross 30 million. 30 million euros easily.
Okay, in total, yeah.
I mean, if you look into the figure that's been provided by the journalist here in there, if you look at it, it's like loan with an obligation with 26 million. So I think 26 million euros will be activated next year. I mean, that's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. That's how it'll work out. Yeah. So we'll
get 26. We are not paying the wage. Porto will cover the wage. At the same time, since it's an obligation and there's a financial obligation on it, I think Porto will. I think last month Porto came with a 7 million euro, 7 million euros loan fee with an obligation to buy for 20 million euros. So it does make sense. I think the loan fee will be 7-8 million euros. If that's the case, then fair play.
Yeah.
At least that's better than nothing, And I hope in Arsenal there's a good amount of there's a selling clause, enclosed on the deal. At least 25%, 30%, at least. Let me tell you guys, Porto, just see, after 18 months, Kiwior will leave Porto to do another team, and then Porto will fetch better price for him. Just see to it. Yeah, I can see it. Porto will fetch 70 million, 80 million for him.
No, 100%. Listen, to be honest, I won't be surprised. If Arsenal, the way that Arsenal are moving with bringing players in, and the way I'm assuming they'll be just as smart in selling players and putting like a sell-on clauses, like you said. So yeah, we have to be very, very smart. And as you know, Porto will buy players from everywhere, then sell them on and make more money eventually. Definitely.
I mean, spot on on that. So if with that 26 million euros, say it was 8 million euros, we are roughly making 30 million pounds. Okay, fair enough. But if there's a 30% sale enclosed on it, it was imagine in 2027, Kiwior will still be 27 years old. He's still on his prime. Facts. Imagine he moves to a bigger club that activated his because see, people have already seen Kiwior at Arsenal. They've seen that there's a potential in it. They've gone to Porto. Porto is a respectable club in Portugal.
Yeah,
he's gonna play lots of minutes here and there, and then boom. What if Porto fetch a 70 million or 70 million euros on him? You take that 30% out of it, we are gonna fetch at least 21 M's from it. So yeah, that's fair play to it. So
Yeah, yeah.
I think we have to take the causes and losses over there.
No, but
And then
100%. I asked end of the day, I also look for the long term, right? I also got to be smart. If you can't get, if you look, everyone knows Arsenal need to sell. If you can't get what you want, and if you can get a loan obligation and a sell-on clause in a contract, it's good enough. It's good enough, and it works for the team. It works for the club, should I say? Because as you know, everything's down to the numbers, and if it looks good in the books, then we're happy to then proceed with it. Then let's go. But
yeah, obviously, man, yeah, very very true. I think yeah. So I think it's a goodbye to Kiwior. 2.5 months with us. Yeah,
yeah,
all the best to him at Portugal. By the way, that's the only thing that we have to say about him. And what's your take on Zinchenko? By the way, I think I heard about Turkish club pinning to him. Was it Transnapor? I don't know how you pronounce the name. Been linked
yeah.
with him. All about rings and rumors. I don't know specific deal that has been activated. Arsenal wants to get rid of him. Again, the problem with Zinchenko at the moment is wage, 150K per week. That is the sticking point here. I mean, those Turkish club can pay him, they can pay that wage, but the problem will be how much they are willing to offer. You know, how much they're willing to offer and how much we're gonna get from him.
I think with Zinchenko, you're not going to sell him. You're not going to be able to sell him. You would have to send him on loan. Like there's certain deals where the club have to take a hit, and Zinchenko is going to be one of the players that you would have to take a hit on. So I don't think Zinchenko will be able to leave on a permanent basis. He will go on loan, unless the club comes in for him with the money that we expect for him. But otherwise, I don't think we can sell him. I think it will be a loan deal, and we will just kind of half the salary and whatever it is.
See, that's our problem with
Mm-hmm.
all of them. Their wages are all too high. Like, if you want to get rid of Reece Nelson, he's on 100 grand a week. Not many clubs are going to give you, like, we should be able to get 20 million, 25 for Reece, really. He's not a
Yeah,
crap player, you know what I mean? He is quite decent. But we're not going to get that sort of price with the fact that he's on 100 grand a week. Same with, like you just said, with Zinchenko, 150 grand a week. When we got him, he was only on 20 grand a week.
but
This is mad. Why do you give him so much money, man? It's crazy.
no, but this is just going back
That's
to
Edu, though. Edu.
yeah, but and I get that. But the thing is, with Zinchenko, I think we needed those marquee signings, and people will laugh and say Zinchenko marquee signing. We think of that now, but 3 years ago,
No, at the time, he helped us, man.
yeah,
Million
yeah,
percent. Million percent.
him and Jesus,
They upped our game.
are
Million percent. Million percent.
up to
No
game
one can't
and
deny that them two came from City as winners. As soon as
standard.
they came into that squad, the 20, look how well we played. No one can't deny it. It's just at the end with the Saliba injury, we flopped us, innit?
Yeah, big
That's
time.
it. And then we were quite young, naive squad. Then when we started dropping points, they couldn't get their heads back up, innit? That's what it was, man. That's what it was.
So I'm saying so, like, and look, even though we ridicule Edu at some points of his tenure at Arsenal, there's some things he's done well.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. You can't deny that. You got to give him some credit here because he was a part of the squad that's been built to where we are now, isn't it? He's only just gone this last season, just gone. So he has helped us, as you say, be successful. Even though we haven't won nothing, we've been getting there. You know what I mean? Everyone knows that. No one can't deny that. Arsenal, when they took over, we was a laughing stock. We're no longer like that now. Definitely.
No, definitely not. And look, like Sinchenko's and like these kind of guys, we're gonna have to take a hit.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to take a hit. We're gonna even if it's just to get him on loan, just get him on loan. Is this his last year of his contract, or has he got 2 more years?
I think he's in his last. I think he's in his last ones in.
Yeah. But Arsenal gonna have to be like, look, go on loan. If you can't sell, you go on loan. We pay half, you pay half. See you later. Take care.
Yeah.
You know.
I think Zinni we can. Like going back, obviously I still had you on. I was listening even though I was feeding that. But going back to Kiwior, like even though he done well last season when he came in, even like, see, he done great against Real Madrid, but then in the PSG game, there was moments where he looked a bit dodgy. You know what I mean? So even though he has done well for us, he still has that capability of being that dodgy player at points because he's done it in the past for us.
Yeah.
So well, for me, if you can get any money for him, just move him on and go again. You know what I mean? Just move it, get a bit of money back because you're not. I think we're gonna get roughly close to what we paid for him anyway. And if, like what you said, if we can put like a buy-on clause in there, we'll get our money back. It's done, innit? We haven't really lost on it.
Yeah. And like I said, yeah, we ain't losing any money.
Yeah, as long
We're
as you
not
get roughly back what we paid, that's the main thing, innit?
Yeah.
That's what we need to start getting a bit better at selling now. Like with
Oh,
the
yeah.
Vieira thing as well. 35 million is a lot of money on a player that was injured. This is what I'm saying. We all like everyone was cussing it back then. Like, why would you pay that sort of money for a player that can't play for us straight away? It was crazy. And now we're stuck with him. But hopefully we can get that deal done. Maybe Stuttgart or Bayern or someone, man.
Even regarding this Zinchenko thing too. Back in July, by the way, even Milan was in for him. Milan wanted Zinchenko, to be honest. Remember, they have that Theo Hernandez situation, and then the moment they decided to sell Theo Hernandez was because of the wage. Theo Hernandez was on 68,000 pounds per week at Milan. He was running down his contract here. Theo Hernandez wanted double the money. I mean, 130, around under 140,000 pounds per week. Remember, Milan are not the Milan of before. Italian leagues, they are not that financially strong.
Yeah.
The wage budget of Milan is surprising, by the way. It's surprising. It's 85,000 pounds per week. That's their salary gap. They will not go beyond that. I mean, they can go beyond it if there is a good player that are coming in, like Jonathan David or another player that is coming into him for free. If the player's on free, they could give a little bit more, like 110k per week maximum. So Zinchenko is already on 150k per week. And then Zinchenko was never going to take pay cut. He will not take that pay cut, man. He will not take that pay cut. Like imagine, like he's 28 years now, right? He's on 150k. Like you're joining another team, fine, you'll get regular time, but you have to cut half of his salary. Like it is a hit and miss. It is a very big hit financially.
Yeah. So, yeah. It is a hit and miss. Look, like with Zinny, look, obviously big him up, Zinny, on what you've done for us. But like you said, why would he? He's not going to go. He's not going to be sold to anyone without the salary. He's not. He's not. He's like, I don't care. I'm prepared to technically rot for another year, even if need be. But I don't see Arsenal have some form of respect for him anyway, and I don't think Arsenal just let him just rot. They know he's a talented player, and they could make a difference somewhere else. So we'll just send him alone. Again, no one's going to buy him, and we're going to pay half of his wage, or probably.
I think there is a possibility. There is a possibility that we could sell him. I think Fulham will not do that. Wage is too high for Fulham. Like come on, Leno is the highest paid player, 130k per week. They're not gonna pay a little bit beyond that money. And then I think those Turkish clubs can pay that wage to Zinchenko. I mean, but the problem will be the fee. Because Arsenal will want at least like 15, 17 million pounds. Turkish club, I know those clubs will offer like 8 million, 7 million, those fee. But again, if that's the case and Zinchenko wants to go, Arsenal, just take it. He's gonna be 29 this year. He's only gonna get older, you know. Fix that price a little bit up, try to get 10 million and then boom. Instead of losing him on free, if there's a possibility, all right, because those Turkish club can meet that price if they could pay his salary. So cut the losses and okay, bye, 150k per week. We are freeing up. So I think freeing up the wage matters a lot right now. When Tomiyasu injury, literally cost his career with us. We terminated his contract. Kieran Trainer left our club. 130k per week. So we're freeing up those wages here and there. So well, we're balancing right here and there. I think, yeah, man. I mean, so far the defensive cover it's been brilliant. And then even brother Gunnar said about Fabio Vieira. See, this is a funny thing. And brother Richard and I have been discussing it about for a very long time about Stuttgart pinning with him. This is a very funny situation. Stuttgart maximum valuation is 70 million pounds. We're not going to pay more than that. Perta is holding on the 30 million. It's like Perta is playing that hard ball. He's playing that hard ball.
I think his connection went a bit, innit?
Yeah, for me,
Can you hear me? Can you hear
Back
me?
now. Yeah, you're back now.
Right. Okay, that was a strange one, but that was the situation. These clubs, suppose they sold their key player for 80 million pounds. Just take an example. They sold one of the key player for 80 million pounds. They will use half of that money and buy 4, 5 players, 8 million pound, 10 million pound here, 12 million. That is the strategy of this club. They do that. So given the
Yeah.
fact that they sold their attacking midfielder, that French youngster to Saudi for 28 million pounds. So they sold their player for 28 million pounds. Stuttgart is not gonna pay 30 M's for that. They're not gonna do that.
Yeah. They're not going to do that.
But the
They're not.
positive part is, I don't know whether it's true or not, but Bayern needs attackers right now. They are in need of attackers right now. They have sold Coman, Gnabry. I think they're like if they might sold them if there's a buyer. But so many injuries here and there. They have got Kane, they've got Diaz, but they need additional
Got
attacker
quite older
because
players now, isn't it? They're aging and
so
buying.
if Bayern wants him, then there's a possibility we could talk. I think Bayern is also a very stingy club. Besides being a big club, they have the finances, but they move in a mysterious way. But I think 30 million is affordable for him, for
For
Bayern.
who?
Like
For who?
for Fabio, get 20 to 25 million at least.
Fam,
20 to 25. 20 to
no one is
25.
buying Fabio for that money, bro. No one. Listen, Bayern Munich are not buying Fabio for that money. Fabio hasn't started a game for Arsenal for over a year. Yeah, him going on loan, he played a few good games for Porto, got injured, and that's about it. Bayern Munich are not paying good money for. If they're gonna get him, they're gonna get him alone. They're not gonna pay for him. They'll be just doing Arsenal a favor.
I think we'll be lucky to get 20 mil. We might be
Yeah,
able to get 20 mil with add-ons or something, you know what I mean? But I doubt it.
yeah,
Or
no
maybe a
way.
sell-on clause or something.
I mean, they are linked with Jackson, yeah, Nkunku, and they
Yeah,
didn't fetch out that money for it. They're opting for loan. They're opting for loan. It's
yeah,
To be
crazy, man. It's
honest,
crazy.
anyone that's signing him, it's a gamble because we bought him with an injury and he's had another injury at Porto, you know what I mean? So in
yeah,
about the space of 3 seasons or 4 seasons, he's had a couple of injuries. So
yeah.
is he going to keep having injuries? Is he going to be one of them type of? So a lot of players, like, there's no way we're going to get 30 mil. I doubt it. But
No.
I like the way that he's holding out for it. You know what I mean? Trying to not to be a pushover. I do like that. But I think eventually he's going to have to cave and just say,
Oh yeah, it's gonna
just
have
get
to.
this crop of players that we're trying to sell now will probably be the last crop of players that we take hits on. You know what I mean?
It's
Because
proper true. Yeah, you're
yeah,
right about that.
anything that we sell after this are quality now. So if someone wants them, they're gonna have to pay top dollar. You know what I mean? That is the reality of it. These probably are the last sort of Zinni, Jesus, Reece Nelson, Vieira, Kiwior. There's only a few. You know what I mean? After that, if you want
Yeah,
them, they're gonna be big money signings.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's just like literally minimum 50 mil
50,
for each.
60 mil plus. Even Martinelli, as bad as he's been playing, we can still fetch 45, 50 to 60 in that bracket. 40 to 60, easy.
Easy, easy without that. But you're right. You're
Yeah,
spot on. Right?
Nelly can fetch us money. Nelly can fetch us money. 50, 60 M's. I think that's a decent market. Given the fact that Matuidi, Elanka, they're going for that 50, 60 M valuation. I mean, obviously, man, Martinelli is still there's a player in him. Yes, he's not
Yeah.
hitting that level with us like the previous season, but he's still a
I
good
think
player. I
last
mean,
season he improved, but he wasn't as what we
massively,
need him
massively.
to be. You know what I mean? The season
Mhm.
before he was terrible, like terrible. I think I see glimpses last season where I thought, yeah, you know what I mean? But he does need to up his game this year, otherwise it's probably gonna have to sell him. Or it's just gonna be a sub. And that'd be it. He's just gonna be a sub player.
Exactly. And then yeah, I mean yeah, Zinchenko. About time we have to say goodbye to him. Kiwior is all done. We still got Nielsen. Yes, Fabio Vieira is still working with Bayern. I don't know whether it's true or not, but I hope Bayern take us out of the misery. Just get him. Pay whatever you want or loan whatever it may be. Take him. He's on low wage. Take him.
That
Give us some four
I'd be
five million
very
loan fee.
shocked if
That's
that
it.
happens. I'd be very, very.
I mean, he will do well. He will do well. He will do well in Germany. By
Yeah,
the way, he will
I
do well
know.
in Germany. He
Yeah,
will do
it's a
well in
bit
Germany.
easier for him there, isn't it?
I mean, given the fact that Germans, they play those high line, that's
Well,
why
look,
they're good number.
Portuguese, Portuguese league. Look, the Portuguese league is meant to be easy. He didn't play really well last season. So yes, he had an injury coming back, and he had a couple of good games, but he didn't play well. What makes you think the Portuguese league is better
See,
than the German league?
the problem is the overall Porto, the club as a whole. They didn't perform well. If you look at the player stats and all, if you, stats wise, beside from the striker, Amuron or who was that striker, that youngster, he scored like about 18 goals. That's it. The rest of the player like wingers,
Yeah,
4 goals, 5 goals. Like Fabio Vieira scored 6 goals for them. That he was among the top scorer. 3 goals, 4 goals. I mean, Porto had a terrible season because they were leading the table at the start of the season, and then they crumbled, and then Sporting with the likes of obviously Victor Gyokeres, the firepower, literally helped them win the league. So I mean, Porto was misperforming at the end of the day. And then I think he literally played a different
Plus, Bayern are
position.
the best team in Germany, innit? More time. So him going into a team that's good like that, he might do a bit better. You know what I mean? Rather than going into a team like you said that was struggling in the Portuguese league. We don't know, man, but we just need to try and
Yeah,
get like what Rich said, man. We just need to take the hits. If people want them, just try and get as much as we can for them and move them on, and then that's it. Just say thank you for your services. Like I said, it's going to be the last crop of players that we're going to lose out on, I'd say, because anything after that, even if we had to sell like a Saliba next year, say, or the season after, that's going to be like 80 mil, 100 mil plus. You know what I mean? With a year or two to go on his contract, he's still a world class player. Like all of these players, like Saka, someone if he ever wanted to leave, that's going to be like 100 mil plus. You know what I mean?
yeah.
All these players are going for profit, so it doesn't matter, man. You just take the loss on the ones that we can now, but you can see the club starting to move in a better way, innit? And that's what we've all wanted as fans.
yes.
So
I mean, take the losses, for example. Even Brother Richard and I have talked before. If
Yeah,
Stuttgart is willing to pay 15 million pounds, accept it, but make sure you insert a good, selling clause, 25%,
yeah,
30%.
yeah.
Put a selling clause, and then okay, bye bye, because later on Stuttgart will sell him with a better price. That's for sure.
Yeah, and then
Stuttgart
we'll
will,
get about
that's true.
25,
sell him
30
for-
mil for him with the 25%. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? 17 million
yeah,
plus 5% sell on. You're going to get about 25, 30 mil. That's the money we played. So boom. You know what I mean? You lost 5 million on him. Oh, well. No,
I think
defo, man. We have to
we
start
have to do
thinking
that.
smart, innit? Defo. I think Reece Nelson will go out on loan. I think Fulham are still flirting with the idea of taking him on loan with an obligation or something. We'll see,
To be
Oh,
innit? I
I
don't
honest,
know.
like, but the thing is, like, that's good and dandy, but they've had so long to do it. They're starting the season. Why wouldn't
Yeah.
you want an additional player in your team already? So
Hmm.
to me, there's they've either told Reece Nelson, basically, we're trying to we're trying to kind of do a little thing with Arsenal, like pretend we're not going to want you, but come into the last hour of the transfer window or the last day, then we're going to strike a deal for you, so Arsenal can give us to you, get you for the cheapest possible price, more or less. And I think that's the reason why they haven't moved for him yet. Because I assumed they would have moved him from the beginning of the transfer window.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming at the beginning of the transfer window, Arsenal's price must have been like quite outrageous for them to go and like say, like, no, we can't pay that. So they probably will going for a loan the last day of last day of the transfer window.
Yeah, probably.
What's the contract length of Rhys Nelson? Is it till 2027? Is it till 2028?
He's got one more year after this
Yeah,
season, I think.
I think yeah.
Oh,
So
oh, oh. And then he's not getting younger. He's turning 26 in December, by the way. I mean,
Yeah.
he's no more young. He's no more young.
and the thing is,
Yeah.
Reece Nelson's a good player. He's actually a good player, but he's not on that level that he was expected to be, because I remember I told you before, Naga, he was meant to be the Saka at his period of time, because in Arsenal's under 21s and all that kind of stuff, he was the star boy. He was the one setting the levels, and obviously it didn't transpire into the first team. And now obviously when Saka was born, and Saka is where Saka is now. But to me, it's a case of like he needs to go, and he needs to be trying to do everything possible to leave Arsenal, not just kind of waiting on Fulham, but go out maybe out of Europe, take an opportunity, and see what's out there for him.
Yeah, obviously, man. Obviously, man. I mean, given the fact that not back in the days, 2018, 19, him and Sancho. they were on the headline. Sancho was already kicking
Yeah.
his season with
Yeah,
Dortmund. I think there were people saying that Nelson was better than Sancho.
Yeah,
There
I
was
remember that.
going on 2018, and slowly and slowly, I think Unai Emery's time. I think this is the season where Nelson, Smith Rowe, they got their fair play on preseason. A couple of games that they played at the Europa League, and we loaned them up to Germany. I think Nelson was loaned out to Schalke.
yeah,
Smith Rowe was loaned out to Leipzig. This was the kind of a transition that they have. But even look at Sancho. Sancho was firing at Dortmund.
yeah.
Whereas Nelson, the rating was so high, it just went lower and lower. And now look at Sancho, by the way. Like he's not a Sancho of before, He's getting rejected left, right, and center.
Outrageous.
It's so sad to see, man. Like such a player of a caliber that they were, they're not hitting that level. It's sad to see. It's so sad to see.
No, but
And
but,
it's
but the
not like they're not at all. They're like 24, 25, still on their
yeah,
prime.
yeah, but the thing is, it's probably their expectations and it's coming down to reality. It's all about reality, right? Because some of these players at that time thought they were the best thing since sliced bread, and we as fans or media overhype these individuals. So for them and their agents, for them, they feel they're right here. But to
Yeah.
the rest of the football world, they're actually right over here. And the thing is, and they're still getting overpaid and they're still right here. And this is why they're in limbo land. A lot of these players, they're in limbo land. One, based on the agent, and two, because they got signed based on form that had previously and hasn't materialized on a continuous basis. As you know, everything's about consistency and elevation and improving your ability. But these players haven't improved. They've been stood there, and players from the youth team have then gone over on top of them and taken their positions and excelling and excelling. And these guys are still in the same position.
Yeah. And we all forgetting that at a youth level it's different. Can you transfer that now into senior level? That's the other thing. Reese was great at youth level. Whenever he goes, and plus he's done well when he's gone to Germany, when he's gone to Holland. It's
Yeah,
just, can you do it in the Prem? For me, he's always been good. Like I've always liked Reece Nelson from the moment he came through, because he came through with like a Wobie and Willock, that sort of era time, wasn't it?
yeah,
And
yeah,
he's always been good at getting around players, taking players on. His problem has always been end product. It's like
yeah,
making goals and assists. He might pop up with an odd goal here and there, like he done it that season when we were flying and he scored against Bournemouth last minute. Like, but after that, like, can you remember anything else he's done? You know
no,
what I mean? That's the problem with him. He's never actually fulfilled his potential. But yeah, man, we just, like we said, we just got to try and move on these players for as much as we can.
yeah, and just like in Ketia,
Yeah,
Eddie,
like Eddie. Yeah,
yeah,
Wow.
like youth
I
level,
mean,
he was phenomenal. England under 21s, he was phenomenal. But you can't transfer that energy what he had under those levels into the first team.
I do think some of that was like we didn't loan him out enough. As that from the level of youth to going into senior level, he needed to go out on loan, maybe to
Yeah,
Germany, Holland, somewhere, even to like the Championship, and just learn your trade.
yeah,
The only loan he had was for Leeds.
yeah. He
Remember,
did.
that was literally he's had
Yeah,
one loan. He's played a few games for us here and there throughout that young age, and then everyone's expecting him to just be like, right, go and play now. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
It's not going to happen, man. You need to like look at this Max Dowmans. Like you said about the hype and stuff. He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. He's probably going to be like the English Lamau. You know what I mean? That sort
yeah,
of level of player. But the expectation now as a 15-year-old is crazy. Like everybody's just expecting this kid now to be great. You know what I mean? And they
yeah.
don't need it at that age. But
No,
then he's done great. You know what I mean? From 13, he was playing at like the under 18s. 14, he was playing the under 21s. He's played for us. He's been in our senior levels for like the last season, but he just didn't get to play because of his age, innit?
yeah,
But
yeah,
no,
yeah,
he's going to be a good little player, man. But like, yeah, just some players don't fulfill the potential. Some players will. That's just the sad thing about it, isn't it? But
Yeah. I mean, yeah, spot on, man. I mean, football can be a very good step up for a player, economically, whatever it may be. And then on a flip side, it can be so damaging, so draining, and it's very cruel. You just pull down the potential. Like, remember the 1920 season that we had? We had that horrible kind of an in and out season. Arteta came in, we won that FA Cup. During that time, remember whom did we have from that academy? We have Eden Nketiah. I mean, the hype was there. Saka was coming through the rank. We have got Smith Rowe. We have got likes of whom do we got? Rhys Nelson. We've got Willow. So the hype was there during that time. Like, okay. I think this might be our spine. We were causing Eden Nketiah leading the line. Like Smith Rowe as a 10, Willock playing as a CM, and then Mikel Easy was there, Aziz was there. Now Saka left wing. All these hypes was there, but look at all the players. Only Saka has survived till now.
Yeah.
He's flying around. Smith Rowe was there, but said got injured here and there.
Ainsley Maitland Miles, we're forgetting him. Like Ainsley was a decent player. We mismanaged him. And we
Yeah.
could have made 30 million for him a season or half, like 1.5 years before or something like that, but we chose
Was it
not to
West
take the
Brom?
money.
I think it
Yeah,
was
it was
West
like
Brom.
25 or something it was.
Yeah.
He held on to him,
Follow
and then he ends up
one.
going on a free. But
No,
he's a decent player, man. Like even
yeah.
him, I liked him. Very versatile.
Very versatile.
And
But
then
I remember.
whom do we have, by the way? Coffee, Northern Coffee,
Yeah,
Northern Coffee.
Coffee.
That right. You can see. Just for lot. I mean, the hype was there, but we never experienced him playing for us in preseason here in there. Patino is an example again. Follow the lead. These are set time for the academy too. But just hope and pray that we fans should not pressurize those players too much. Let those kids grow on their own. Like
Yeah,
Max
let the
Towman,
kids
for
be
example.
kids.
He's
That's
just
all.
15 years old. Allow him to bring into the squad slowly. You don't have to start the game too. Some people are like, start him, like, bro, chill. He's 15-year old, chill.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know,
No, but the thing is, yeah, he's 15 years old, and the thing is, and we're saying chill, but when Arsenal are losing a game, and you're thinking, oh my God, we're losing. Get Max on. We're automatically going to say, get Max on. Get someone who can give us that energy. But like you said, he's 15 years old, but we shouldn't depend on him. But remember, there's players that like the Lamar. He been playing since he was 16. He's been playing since he's 16. I'm not saying Diamond's on the same level as him, because Lamar is a next generation of
great.
he's a next generation of the Messi's. He's like it could become that high level of kind of player. But yeah, like you said, just kind of keep him reserved. Lucky enough, we've got a lot of good players around him. He's not one of those players where it's just him and no good players around him. We've got a solid squad of the Hale End academy players that burst into the first team around him. Still good players that have been brought in to help him with his skill and ability and his communication and his awareness. So he's got plenty of time to grow as an individual and as a football player. So yeah, and plus he's got his parents supporting him as well.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. Who did I see? Robbie, one of Robbie's videos on AFTV, and he actually met the family when it was in pre-season, and he said that they're great parents. He said like they're going to keep him grounded, and they're both Arsenal fans as well, so he ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, no, exactly.
A couple of teams are trying to snoop around him, weren't they, in pre-season? But,
Oh yeah, 100%. And to be honest, I don't blame them because don't forget Arsenal have lost players. I've lost players, HLM boys, to other top 5 clubs, top 6 clubs, which obviously has been frustrating. And OB Samuel's one of them. But I think where if your family support Arsenal, you support Arsenal, you would kind of want to stay with Arsenal long term, and especially they're giving you a debut, the youngest ever football player in the Premier League. I think it's him and Waneri, right? So, and if you look at sorry.
I think Nawari's just a little bit ahead of him, wasn't he? I think it's like 100 and something days or something. But yeah, they're very close.
Exactly. And if you look at the pathway of Waneri right now, he's been getting regular first team football. So he's thinking, oh, that's going to happen to me. So why wouldn't I stay? Arsenal won't misguide you. Well, they would to a certain degree, but Arsenal won't do initially. Kind of, they know you're the next talent up. They will bring you through.
Yeah, that's why they've got him in the squad now and took him on pre-season because he's that good. You've got to keep him happy and show him that he's gonna be there for the future. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, he's gonna be like, "Fuck this, I'm gone."
No, exactly. But another conversation for a different day. What's his best position? Because because he's coming. I know this is another discussion for another day, so I'm not going to go into it in too much depth.
Too deep, yeah.
But obviously, he's been coming on to the right. But when on the youth level, he plays centrally.
Yeah,
like a 10.
I think he can play anywhere, bro. If I'll be honest, he's that good. You know what I mean? You could even put him out on left wing and he'd still be just as effective. I reckon.
That's
he's so good on the ball.
Yeah.
Did you see what he done to Skelly in training? Did you see the little video thing?
Yeah.
And Skelly's not crap at defending, you know what I mean? He's not. Skelly's quite solid, and I like Skelly, man, but he's still done him up.
He's done him well. Skelly's like, okay.
Yeah. He's like, all right. But sorry, I interrupted you.
No. It's funny because I remember that video. Because obviously Skelly is still a young one, but this guy's 15, and you're thinking, mate, go back to school. Yeah, I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you again for another week or so. No, but like I said, this is another conversation. But I have never seen Diamond on the left before. But centrally and on the right, he looks fantastic.
Yeah.
He looks fantastic. I just think the thing missing about him is a bit of strength. Yeah, and I think when he gets that, he'll be a next level of a unit, next type of player.
I reckon he'll build that. Nawari was a little bit like that, you know what I mean? When he first come through, he wasn't that. He's a bit stronger now. I reckon you can tell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's definitely. I told you, once you got the Havertz program, you're gone. The Havertz program.
Start banging the weights.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, shout out to all of you that have tuned in, by the way. If you're new to it, please subscribe and smash the like button and comment down below, allow us to, know your opinion. And by the way, follow Richard's channel and then follow Chris channel, Kunal Mudli will be there. And then Richard's name will be the same, Richard Experience, that will be his name. And do shout out to them and do follow them, all right? And anyway, we have to come to another topic here. I think we signed a youngster, by the way, isn't it? 16-year-old Shamrock from the Ireland.
Was that 8 million one or something? I see something today.
16 years old, yes. I think he will join us in 2027. I think it's like we paid a fee to yeah. Like, what's the fee? Any idea about it? I was searching, I couldn't find it.
I think it's like 10 million. I think of what I read today, but it's like 6 million with 4 million add-ons or something like that, and then we're gonna get him next year. So I read it something today. He's a right back, ain't he? If I'm right, the right one I'm thinking.
Midfielder, I think it was midfielder.
I thought it was a midfielder.
Is it the midfielder one? The one I was reading was a right back.
Yeah, I thought it was
Wow, 10 million,
So if I look at it, it's a midfielder.
Yeah, it's a different player.
Attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
Shamrock, the Shamrock, the other name is very hard. I think it's like
the young winger boy. Yeah, I know what you're on about. Yeah, I know which one you're on about. Plays in Ireland. Yeah. That I don't know the fee.
I think the player will join us once he reach 18 years old. I think that's the policy. I think it's too young to move club at age 16. Is it like we have to? I think he will play there for the past 2 seasons and join us. Yeah. I think that's how Chelsea do. They used to buy a little bit earlier and then. Yeah, maybe it is an interesting move, but I don't know whether a kid will turn up good or not. It's one for the future, maybe. 2027 is 2 years, and then
but like I said, he's one of those players where he's young, talented, and probably one of the best in Ireland at the moment that everyone's talking about. And we've just taken the opportunity of snapping him up early. What do we know of him? Nothing at all. Apart from highlights of videos going around on YouTube. And look, give it a couple more years, he'll come into the team. To be honest, in a couple more years, it might be a case of he might not have developed well enough.
Exactly.
and Arsenal just might sell him on straight away.
That's true. That's true. It might happen. It might happen. Like Marquinhos, for example. Like the guy never tends to develop.
Yeah,
We paid 3 million for him. Remember, another stupid deal that we have done under Itu.
Yep. Never
Unbelievable,
see
man.
him
Seriously.
again.
Wow. I think this guy will just I think he's not gonna enter Europe. That's it. He's not gonna come to Europe. I think he's back there in the Middle East.
no, yeah. So Marquinhos is another. It's an opportunity to find a gem, just like Martinelli was.
Yeah,
Did
you
get
got
what
to
I mean?
take that price, innit?
So
Yeah.
the people who complain and say, "Oh yeah, he got Marquinhos, what a silly deal." You say that now when it hasn't been successful, of course, but you have to take risks in the market. He didn't pay 25 million for an unknown player. Do you get what I mean? It's like Chelsea have done this quite often, have bought loads of players with a hint of potential, a hint, and everyone says, "Oh my God, you bought all these players." Then the only side thing about us, we didn't sell Marquinhos for higher money.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Chelsea will buy all these players and then sell them for good money afterwards.
They
And
seem to make a profit in it every time, man. It's crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean the way Chelsea does it, like there's like money laundering. It's crazy the way they do the
We're
marketing.
fucking handing them money left, right, and center for players all the time, man.
It's crazy. And then it's not like they're loaning out on a simple loan. Like they will loan those players and then they will get some fee. Like 2 million, 3 million. I mean, remember during that Roman Abramovich day? I think the problem with us is we don't have another parental club. I think Cronquist on Arsenal, and then we don't have that
Yeah.
other. Chelsea is like the blue go. They have they have Star Sport. They have clubs here and there. That's how
So
Forest
they'll
only.
loan to one of their own clubs basically, and then get back next year. Like they do this all the they all do it. City have done it. They done it with that who was what's his name? Silvino. How'd you say his name? The winger?
Savinho.
Yeah. They done it with him. They bought off one of their under clubs, isn't it? So
Yes.
They're crooks,
And
man.
remember during the Roman Abramovich days, Roman Abramovich days, back in the days under Roman, Chelsea had a feeder club, Betis, yes, Betis, the club from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Mason Mount that played there. Rhys James have played over there. See, you see the connection. They will come here for like 2 seasons when they're young. They will have to pay some fee, and then boom, that's it. And then they will pick them up. 10
And
million,
don't
15 million.
Nottingham Forest have that as well. Nottingham Forest have 2 clubs as well.
yeah.
But just one of the players that Edu we were linked to Arsenal for was Igor Jesus, and now he's gone Nottingham Forest. I don't know if you remember, like last year we were linked to a player called Igor Jesus, and it was one of the recommendations from Edu. See him now play for Nottingham Forest. He played the other day. He's serious. He's serious. He didn't score anything, but like he's quick, energetic, and the way he smashed the post over there was, I thought, okay, this guy, it looks like he's got something.
Yeah.
And by the way, do you guys, I would like to ask you about this. There's a Rodrygo link coming around 9. That is the situation right here. But before that, it is very much interlinked with us. See, let's talk. Well, let's see our squad there for a while. I think we do need a 25-man squad. That's for sure. Now, take an example. Like Sambi Lokonga, Fabio Vera, Zini, and then Nelson. Take a guess that they're not here with us, right? Because they're not even gonna play for us. So if we take this 25-man squad, if we count it, okay, we've got Raya and Kepa, 2 keeper. We've got Saliba and then Gabriel and then Hincapie coming in, Mosquera, White, Timber, Calafori, and Skilly. That's 10. We've got Rice and Merino, Zubimendi and Nogard. We've got 14. Eze, Odegaard, Wanyeri. We've got 3 attacking midfielder. That's 17 men. That's 17 men over there. We've got Saka and Matueke, 19. On the left, we've got Nelly and Trossard. That's 21. Havertz, Jesus, 23. Eucharist, 24. I don't know if Jesus will be here or not. He will be here for till November. Do we need another additional? Do we need another attacker?
Did you mention that?
What's the total need? Even if it's on loan, And then Rodrygo is there at the moment. I don't know whether he's gonna. Some reports are saying that he's gonna stay. Some are saying that he's also looking, exploring for another move.
Wait, 1
Will
minute.
you?
Did you mention Dowman?
Yeah, don't want to, but we exclude them for a while because anyway they're gonna play, isn't it? Anyway,
No, look,
they're not even 18.
The
look.
younger players, can't they get into the squad regardless? They're not a part of the 25-man squads.
Do they? Do they?
I can't remember. I don't know. There's
Are they
some rule
eligible?
about the young. I can't remember what it is now. The younger players.
Look.
Is it not 21? Is it not 21?
I can't remember, bro. To be honest with you,
I'm not 100% on that, but I'm not 100% on that. But look, for Rodrygo, I do not care about Rodrygo no more. If I'm being honest with you, I don't. He's a player that does not want to leave Real Madrid, and he's being forced out. He doesn't want to leave. And look, initially I wanted Rodrygo because I know Rodrygo is quality. He's good in the ball, aggressive in attack, and is a hard worker. And I get it. He's gone to his dream club, Real Madrid. But me and you know, if you work for an organization and your manager is not allowing you to come out on nights out with the team, something is wrong. Yeah, he's played 60 minutes. No, he's played probably 90 minutes in the last 6 or maybe 7 pre-season games. Yeah, so isn't that an indication that maybe I'm at the wrong club? But what he's doing, he's being stubborn. He's being stubborn and saying, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. If you've got an agent, a really good agent, and you've got family around you, they should be telling you, look, clearly they don't want you. They don't want you. And I'm being honest with you, if Rodrygo's the kind of deal that should have been sorted out for that money, should have been sorted out already. Because we know it's expensive signing. Anyone going to any club is going to be one of the starlets, right? But if I'm honest with you, I don't want Rodrygo no more. I don't want him. I don't feel he has the right mentality. I know because what's going to happen is he's going to come to a squad where he's actually got to really, really work. Like I feel when you're coming to Arsenal, your work ethic has to be on point. There's no point coming to Arsenal thinking you're going to go for a cheap ride. That's not going to fly, Mr. Arteta.
No, we see that with Orbo and Pepe. They're good players, but you're not working for the team, so you're gone.
Yeah, exactly. And I expect this deal from Rodrygo not to happen. Even though I initially wanted him, I'm like, looking at our squad, we've got engine. Everyone's an engine worker. Everybody works. We can't have a player that, if we're going to get a player who's not going to be as a work engine, it's got to be someone like a Messi or Ronaldo, where because they're at that elite level, you can afford for them not to do the work that we would expect everyone else to do.
I get what you mean.
Yeah,
but he could be that player though, bro. He has got that special capability. Obviously, when he's on form, innit? At the moment, he's not on form. We've seen him not on form. He's not that great.
No, and look, I totally get that. But we're coming to the last week of the transfer window, and you're still there. I don't know. I don't know how it worked with Sanchez. I don't know when we bought Alexis Sanchez. Sorry, I can't remember if it was near the middle of the transfer window or near the end. But he has look, Sanchez. I've seen him play when he used to play for Udinese, in Italy, right? Yeah, and I said to people in my area growing up, I said, if you see this guy called Sanchez, he's a beast. He just runs, and I'm like, the guy's never tired. And that was when he was about 22. Do you get what I mean? Because Udinese used to buy all these kind of young, talented South American players back then. And then when he went to Barcelona, I said, you see, I knew someone would come for him. And when it came to Arsenal, it was a beast. His work ethic was so on point. But I can't see Rodrygo being
like that.
I can't see it.
Exactly. I mean, if we can't see that flair on Rodrygo, we will not expect that from Mbappe. We're not gonna expect that from Vini Jr. as well, because those made front three, they don't press. The minimum player that will praise is Rodrygo. He does runs around here and there. Vinny,
Yeah,
he don't pray. That's the problem with. I think Madrid fans will also do that. I mean, they have that ego, but they're like a troublemaker. And yes, you're spot on that mentality of Rodrygo. By the way, like it's a clear indication. Xabi Alonso don't favor him.
yeah,
He does not fit his profile. On the other side, yes, Madrid is ready to cash on him. Yes, and
yeah,
then if you look at the bigger picture, he wants to stay. Okay, fine. He wants to stay and fight for a place. Okay, fine. I got your point. But again, you were being disrespected by Madrid for a very, very long time. The last season was kind of an off form for him, but the previous 3 seasons, he was working his ass off. He was
yeah,
like the integral part of Madrid, He does all those 30 things, but he don't get any recognition. Okay, I get your point. Good. But again, what are you thinking? Bayern are wearing for him, but they've got Luis Diaz, all right? Right-sided, they are sorted. Remember, he can go to Bayern and become a star, exactly. For the quality of his player he is, able to play on the left, able to play as a right, he can play game. If you come to the Prem, see, Premier League clubs are lined up for him. City or if they sell Sabino, yes, they will get him. But again, he doesn't want to leave. Like you have said, he can become a star at City too. He can become a star at City, going right wing. Liverpool, yes, they've lost Diaz. He can play on the left. If Salah gets injured, he can go on the right. He can become a star at Liverpool.
yeah,
Arsenal, see, if he wants to join Arsenal, see, the door is open for you. We will all welcome you. He
yeah,
will play on the left and a natural position. If Saka is injured like it is right now, there's no problem because Rodrigo can go on the right and can play. Like yeah, it's a mentality problem, man. Yes, I totally agree with you. I think
yeah.
something wrong with the player. I think with the agent, I think they're not forcing. Maybe even his family is holding him back. Maybe that's the thing. Because yes, family does matters a lot at the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%. Because I don't know if you saw yesterday's game. He was substituted, and it was substituted in the 50th minute or 60th minute for Vinny, and he sat on the bench and threw his jacket on the floor, like obviously saying something in his language, but you can see his frustration. But I don't understand why it's taking him so long to be frustrated when this is how it was. This is how it was before. So to me, to me, it frustrates me that you've got a player still holding on to something, but is making no indication that he wants to leave either. So to me, leaving it to the last week of the window is to me you're just not. To me, you're not the right person for us. Even though whoever you go to, you might make a significant difference. I don't think you're the right person for us. But look, if someone told me Rodrigo is definitely signing for Arsenal tomorrow, look, Naga, I'll phone you and say let's do a stream straight away because
I'm open for it. I'm open for it. 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I'm gonna wake up and then I'll stream. If not, I'm gonna start. Yes, exactly, man. Today is what 26th of
Shameless.
August.
yeah, straight.
No, no, we
Oh,
will do that. We will do that. Seriously,
I
yes,
wouldn't be
yes,
surprised
exactly.
if he loaned him though. You know what I mean? Right,
Nine and the
like last
five.
day of the thingy. You've said it in our group chat. I was
yeah,
thinking, I was talking to my brother. I said I wouldn't be surprised because he's been left out of the Brazilian squad now as well.
yeah.
So
I see that.
if you look at that, yeah, are you going to sit there on the bench and crumble at Real Madrid, not play for Brazil? He's going to have to go, isn't he? You can't just sit there like that. You're going to have to leave, bro.
Well, this is, and I said the same thing about the whole loan aspect of things.
She's crying
I
again.
said
Give me a
that as
second.
well because no, because to the whole loan thing to me, because nobody wants to pay that money. Nobody wants to pay that money, and that is the only way. Especially the last few days of the transfer window. Look, nobody wants to pay that money, so it's a case of loan. And I think if he does go, it will be a loan, and Arsenal like a loan. And
Yes, yes.
we've loaned a few. If anything, we've got a better relationship with Real Madrid than anyone because obviously Odegaard, Ceballos, um, Baptista, and he's played for Arsenal.
I was just going to
Yeah.
say Baptista.
Yeah, do you get what I mean? So,
Yep.
so basically, yeah. So it's a case of like we've really got a relationship with him, and I look Berta obviously been at I know Atletico Madrid, but having that links in Spain could work it, but I don't see it necessarily happening without somebody else going out on the left wing. As you know, Trossard He's already signed a new contract, and Martinelli, he's Arsenal's boy, and he's like Martinelli's so close to being a Hale End, but he's not a Hale End.
Exactly. And then if you look to the even on our wage structure, like the 7 signings that we have done it, our wage will have increased a lot. That's for sure. We have already extended Gabriel's contract. Saliba and Saka is on the way, and then for whatever reason, we have given Trossard a 130k wage bumper on his wage. So Rodrygo, like, come on, this guy is earning a net salary of 200k per week net after tax. If we include tax, that's a lot of money. It's close to 300k per week. I mean, if we get rid of Jesus now, it is possible because
Who?
Jesus frees up a lot of wage, 265k per week.
Jesus is not going anywhere.
Yes,
Not
no,
yet.
no. Taking an example. Taking an example.
Okay.
Only if Jesus free. There's a room for another wage possibility. So there's a balance in the wage because there's a wage inflation at Arsenal right now. Those 7 signings that we have done currently gonna be it with Hincapie.
But don't forget, yeah, Party was on just over 200 grand a week. So that's like Norgard, Manwake, the young centre back boy, like 3 or 4 of them wages is just going to make
Wow.
parties. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty
So far,
much.
we have freed up 700k per week without departures. 700k per
Yeah.
week. Yeah, 700k per week. And then if we get rid of Fabio Vieira and Sambi, that's 100k. 100 on Nelson, 150, 350k. I mean, that's a lot of wage for free. Yeah, that's a lot of wage for free. At the same time, yes, the wage, Saka and Saliba, at the moment they extend their contract, the wage is gonna pump up a little bit. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's about 15 million more on the wage bill. And the funny thing is that
But why the
130k.
talking about increasing? Sorry to cut you out. Why the hell did we increase Trossard's bloody wages, but not his contract?
Yeah.
I don't
Even
know.
if it was just by 1 season, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
surely if you're going to give him a bit more money, you're going to try and at least cover your ass to say, like, right, well, give us an extra year so we might be able to sell him next year and he's still got 2 or 3 years left. You know what I mean?
But I've read somewhere that his contract is until 2027, not 26.
Yeah, I know, but still, that's silly. I would have say, right, we want an extension for 1 year, so we do it to 28. So at least next season, he's still got a couple of years behind him, and we can still get 20 million for him, say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, with 2 years left on his contract. Yes, 2 years left on his contract. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
It's
I
mad.
totally get that.
No,
Yeah.
I get what you mean, but I think from an accounting perspective, in a forecast, the way I think the way they're going to forecast the books is going to say come 2027, end of like in July, we won't have this wage amount on our books for this amount. So that would help them. I think that's the way they did it, and what the reason why they didn't extend it. And I get what you mean. It's like, to me, it makes logical sense. But I think in the book's perspective, I think that's the rationale why they haven't done that.
Or maybe even with an option to extend or something, just so like, you could always cover yourself. You know what I mean? Just something like that. For what I've read, it's just they've just said, right, you're on 150k, we're giving you 200 now, for instance. Not them numbers. I'm just using, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what they basically done. Just bumped him up 50 grand and said, there you go for the same contract.
Yeah.
But I think that also stops us. Like, it makes him a bit happier because he's getting a bit more money, huh? And then probably then it means we don't have to buy out and out left winger. That's probably why they done that. You know what I mean?
And I think that was also, like they said, it was triggered by Havertz's injury.
Yeah.
It was triggered by Havertz's injury, and they were like, "Oh, damn, Havertz is injured," because we had planned to sell Trossard and get someone new in, and it's like, actually, let's keep Trossard, be smart. And I think Arsenal said, like, look, let's just be smart. Let's just keep Trossard and see. And don't forget, the proposal for Trossard's contract has always been there, but the increase, Arsenal never really agreed to the increase. Arsenal thought Trossard, Havertz is injured. Actually, you know what? Let's just do it and cover our back. And then that's the way they did it. That's the way they did it. And don't forget, they'll probably say, what's his name? Jesus, when he's fit, he can play on the left as well.
Yeah, left and right. He can cover wings. He can pretty much cover anywhere in the top, really. I wouldn't
exactly.
even mind Jesus in like the 10 sort of role. I know he's not a passer, but he's
I've
going to
always,
get
I've
into
always,
spaces and run around. You know what I mean?
I was saying that all last year. I was saying that. So why doesn't he play as a 10? We know he's not that striker that we really, really want. But I think when Odegaard had a mad dip, and I was just like, I know last season he had a whole dip, but
Yeah,
I was saying like, why doesn't Jesus play as a 10? He's so technically gifted.
yeah.
He can just go around anyone and just always kind of like slot people through.
And he
But
gets into good spaces. I liked the way he goes. You know what I mean? He's a
oh
good.
yeah,
His runs are well run, man. Definitely, he's good. Got a good footballing mind.
oh yeah, definitely. And I think now that we've got Eze as well and Madueke, and I think our style of play when he does eventually come back, he will link up, and I feel he will get time to play. He will get playing
Yeah, I
time.
think he will. I think he will. He
Yeah,
done well
I
enough
think
just before his
he should
injury
keep on
last season to
playing.
show he still got quality. You know what I mean? Just
exactly.
before he got injured, I was starting to have. You know what? Jesus might still have a little career at Arsenal. You
Yeah,
know. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Straight.
Yeah.
I think he's back from injury. I think I saw him on Instagram coming back to the training center. He was running around here and
Yeah.
there. But yeah, I think we don't rush him right now. Maybe keep him for a couple of months, and then let him slowly give him some game time. Bring him on at 70 minutes, 75 minutes. Little bit up his fitness here and there. Because the moment we rush those players, they're gonna get injured again. That's what happened to Havertz. That's what happens to Saka. We just literally rush them back after the injury. So it's costly, man. Injuries are no
But
joke.
the thing is, I don't.
Then
But I don't
We had
think
to
I
last
don't think we
season though.
rushed
We
Saka
had
back.
no choice.
Oh, so you're talking
Probably
about
not.
sorry, last year.
Yeah, like last season, we had no choice to bring him back when we had to, innit? But they didn't like Havertz and Thingy. They didn't play for long, man. They were out for a while. Saka was training, but we didn't bring him in until just before Real Madrid.
Yeah,
So I don't know, man. The only thing with Saka is he's played too
yeah,
much over the last 4 or 5 years. You know, like 5 seasons or since 2019, pretty much. But he wasn't. He was a bit part player then, wasn't he? But since he's established himself as like the main guy on the right wing, he hasn't missed a game bar a couple here or there through a couple of injuries. You know what I mean? For like 3 or 4 years. So we just need to just take it easy this season with certain players, man. We've got Wakey, we've got options
oh
now.
yeah,
You know what I mean? We ain't got to play Saka for 90 minutes every single game. We can say, right, Saka, 20 minutes. Like what he did against Leeds. We're winning, we're at home. 25, 20, what was it? 60 something minutes. He brought all the young boys on. That's what we need to
yeah,
do. We've got the options now. Whereas last season we didn't have the options. Now we do. So just make the
yeah.
subs,
Fact,
man. Yeah.
yeah, facts.
absolutely, absolutely. I think we need to do this rotation here and there to preserve the player. And yeah, I mean recruitment. See, like I said it before, Hincapie will be the last. That's for sure. That's for sure. Like if Arsenal do a madness and get another attacker, then I'll hold my hands high. Fair play. But I think it's impossible, next to impossible. But I think the squad needs to rotation. Like we've got Matueke playing on the side. We've got AZ now. We've got Ethan Wanyeri. Assist them, let them play the game. Then who knows? We could see this season with Havertz out for a couple of while. We can see Martinelli playing through the middle. There's a possibility
Yeah,
too. There's a possibility too. Trossard might slug in as a false nine, like he used to do. So yeah, it's interesting to see what's going to happen. And it's funny enough, so many people in the comment section or the social media or even within our community, there are people like, get Liao, like, hey, Arsenal need attackers that works hard, that runs, press and defend. Liao, good player, good player, physical, strong, fast. We all know he's a technical ability player, but the guy is lazy. He will
Mhm.
not be part of the profile. He will
he,
flop.
yeah. Leo to me, he's more of an impact player. I like him as an impact player.
Liao, yeah, in the preseason game, that just summed up what Liao is all about. Liao will go through 3 or 4 players, go into the box and not score.
Yeah,
He's like
yeah,
that, bro.
yeah.
Or he will slap it out from outside the box and score a worldie. It's
Yeah.
just you don't know what you're gonna get with him. He's a great player though. I wouldn't complain if we signed him. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like, oh no, we signed Liao. But if we're moaning about Martinelli, a lot of fans will start moaning about Liao. I'm telling you,
Leo.
after
Oh,
a while.
100%.
Because his numbers ain't going to be like fantastic. I don't think he would score some good goals. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he'd like slap up 20 goals in a season for us if we did buy him. No,
definitely not.
so.
And go on.
I think the problem with Martinelli is he just needs to up his number. At the end of the day, he's an attacker. We need a decent numbers, you know. He needs to hit at least 15 goals, at least. You know, that's the expectation on the top club. I think he still have the capabilities, to be honest. Like, I think people literally, you know, forgets how what Martinelli brings to the squad. Yes, he might play terribly offensively, but he does runs a lot. He tracks back. He helps the defense. He helps the left side of the defense a lot. He still got the legs to run,
Yep.
and I think bringing him from the bench, it's a key. It's like having a weapon on us. Like defenders are getting tired, 60, 65 minutes. Boom, Martinelli, you go run at them. You know.
The only
I think
problem is Trossard's not a good starter. So if he was to have that, we would have had to have sold Trossard and buy another left winger, and then always just use Martinelli, bring him on the last half an hour every game, like go out. That would make sense. But Trossard, you can't start Trossard. Trossard's like our impact player. When you start him, you very like in 10 starts, he might do well in 2 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Whereas if he comes on in 10 subs, more time he does like 7 or 8 games he's doing well in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like, if I'm being honest with you, like with the left wing, like if we did have to get someone, I would really want someone who is young, someone who's got mad potential. You know, I think we mentioned it, Naga. We mentioned him a couple of weeks ago, last week. What's his name?
Kenan Yildiz. Kenan Yildiz. Yes, Yildiz. Yildiz is a quality player, I would think.
Yeah.
The
He works
Juventus
hard.
boy.
He runs. Yes, he runs. He defends. He dress back. He fits our profile. He fits our profile. 20 years, by the way.
He can play both wings. He can play in cam, I think. He's played up front, I think, before once or twice. Like he's quite versatile still. Yeah.
Yes. Someone like him, or the Leon player as well. The Leon.
Malik Fofana, yeah. Malik Fofana.
Yeah, him.
Fofana.
Or,
Yeah.
or someone like that. Someone young, because you got to remember, because you got to look at it, right? Because the players that we're talking about, unless it's someone like Rodrygo of that quality, then that's okay. But if we're looking at people like Lookman or Liao, those guys are getting on a bit. And Martinelli on the left is the youngest, so you would want someone to kind of be. Martinelli's in between, so I think Martinelli's going to be 25 this year or next year, or whatever it is. So he's getting to that old kind of age bracket. So we would want someone who's young and fresh and dynamic to come on the left hand side, and I think us going on, we have to, because you look at our squad. Now all our defense is pretty young. We look at our midfield, and everyone's probably 25 upwards.
Yeah,
And
24, 25, 26, 27.
Norgard is the oldest, 31. Norgard and Merino, 31, 39, yes.
Yeah, so, and we've got like Rice is 26, Zubimendi 26, or one of them's 27. I'm talking about central midfield. Central midfield. So central midfield. So like the older we players we get, what's going to happen is we'll become like a Man City, where we can't, like how Man City, the midfield gets overrun, like it's outrageous. That's why they had to kind of try and do some form of a rebuild ASAP. And obviously when Rodri was out, they were like, we can't manage, and they had to spend loads of money. There's loads of their players that are at our age where they can't manage that high intensity that the manager puts them under.
Yes, exactly. Like look at Gundogan. Like he was running. You know, he was pressing a lot back in the days. The young Gundogan was different. He went to Barca and he came back to Man City. He's not the same player. You know, 34. Like even look at Bernardo Silva. By the way, overplayed. I mean, the guy plays a lot of games under Pep.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Now look at Bernardo Silva. It's like the legs are gone. Slowly you can see it. There's no freshness on the player. You know.
Yeah. Totally agree. It's mad. So someone young, from my perspective, definitely coming in, it would be the best thing.
I mean, if you look at the midfield situation, I mean, Okay, if you look at Partey have left, and then we have got Jorginho have left the field. That is a one is a controller, and the other one is like a destroyer. Now we have got Zubimendi. Now we have got Nogard. If we look at a physical profile in the style of play, yes, Zubimendi fits a lot like a Jorginho. Nogard is a party type. I mean, there is not on that level, yes, but like a backup. Look at the way Zubimendi plays. This is the way that we expect from Jorginho to do it. I mean, Jorginho got that technical ability. His passing, his vision is there. He's got the tech, but he don't have the leg. And Jorginho was never quick player. He didn't have the leg. Even during his
Yeah.
prime, he
Even
was a
when he was
slow
younger, he was
player.
still a bit slow. Defo.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
still slow. And then look at Zubimendi the way he plays. I mean, still needs to get used to the league. Yeah, that's for sure. But his quality with the ball, his decisiveness, his vision, the way he passes, he conducts the play. The problem will be Merino. Merino is getting older, but I think Skelly coming in, maybe he will slowly integrate to that midfield. What's your take on that? Will Skelly be a midfielder in the coming years? Because that's the plan. I think so.
Yeah. I won't be surprised if that happens, to be honest. I think he's originally a midfielder, put into left back due to an emergency, and he kind of he's there now, so he's in the squad and he can come into midfield. But Arteta chooses not to use him because he's got other superior players there. But I won't be surprised. And I think Lewis Skelly is a good midfielder. He's strong, bulky, can hold the ball.
Yeah.
The only thing about Lewis Skelly, he overhits the ball. He keeps the ball too long sometimes. But that's just down to experience and stuff like that anyway. But yeah, I could see him coming into midfield eventually.
Yeah,
Is
no,
Skelly a
defo.
6 or an 8? Is he a 6 or an 8? What's his actual position? Is he a 6? Is he an 8?
I think he was an 8. I think he was an 8. I think he was an 8. I'm pretty sure he was. But look, to be honest, he's got the mentality of a 6 now, based on the fact he's been playing in defense.
Yeah, he can do both, innit? He's quite good at getting forward as well. We saw that with his goal against City.
Yeah,
He's good, man. He's good at taking the ball and turn and getting around players. That's what's one of Skelly's top qualities. He's he'll get the ball, just turn you, get around you, boom, gone. But
I
yeah, I
think I
like
think
Skelly, man.
I think it comes down to the experience too. Remember back in the days that we used to talk about Foden and how the likes of these players are coming to the scene and then shining because look, Foden had the luxury to play with a top player. With Pep under the management of Pep, they had like Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, there was David Silva around there during the time. Kevin De Bruyne, Riyad Mahrez. Young players develop with better players. I mean, look at the way Skelly is playing. And when I see Skelly in the way when he comes to the midfield and he does play, during the other games he will start at left back. When the substitutions are made, at times we see Skelly playing as a 6. The way he controls the ball, composure, he beats the
he
press. It's
he was a
similar to Partey. It's similar to Partey, Skelly. It's
yeah
very similar to Partey,
he
isn't
was a
it?
DM. He was a DM, by the way. DM.
DM, isn't it? See, I'm pretty sure he have learned that with Partey. Training together on the
He
field.
may have, yeah, he may
Yeah,
have.
learning from the seniority.
I do
That's
know
why.
he played at youth level. He played a couple games at left back as well. That's the reason why we played him there because he
Mhm.
played there at youth once or twice. So we've tried him on our one.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, no,
So
he played in
that's the I
centre
think,
midfield.
that's the reason I feel like some experienced player are crucial. That's why I wanted Partey to stay for at least one more year. I mean, given the fact that there's an off the football situation here and there, but that's the reason I wanted Partey to stay for one more year. Allow these youngsters to learn from them before
Yeah.
he leaves. But again, it is what it is. I mean, we have to say goodbye to it. And then,
Listen. We don't want Partey teaching anyone anything at Arsenal. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, on a footballing level, but yeah, the depth is there, man, and it's about time Arteta brings a trophy this season.
I think we will, man. If I'll be honest, I think the squad's good enough now. He's not even to say there's no excuses because there isn't. But you know what I mean. Just looking at the squad on a level, we're good enough to contest for some trophies this season. We
Oh
should
yeah.
win something. I'm telling you, we should win
Yeah.
something.
I totally agree. I think look. the recruits that we brought in this summer, our team is so strong. It's like, you know, when I try and look at weaknesses, and I'm thinking to myself, it's like, now we're really strong. We are really, really strong. We're a strong unit, and like you said, I think, look, I mean, I'll win it. I'm happy to win any trophy because it's been a while now, right? But I'll take anything. I'll take anything personally.
Bare minimum, he's got to bring home the Carabao or FA Cup as a bare minimum.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
That's like bare
probably.
minimum. Is that's you've got to take one of them home, and for me, you've got to do well in the league and Champions League. Whether we win the bigger two, I don't know. It depends how the season pans out. You know what I mean? If we pan out something like how it did last season, then I'm going to be pissed off. I'll straight up. I'm not going to be happy about it because our squad's good enough now to be pushing anybody in the league. We've done it 2 seasons before last, where we actually did push City. You know what I mean? Last season we crumbled in December when we had all the injuries. So, but you know, man, we've got to. I don't want to say we've got to win the league, but it depends how we pan out. You know what I mean? Liverpool may still get bloody Isaac over the line just before the end of the transfer window. We don't know how that's going to pan out either. Their squad's still strong, and they won it last year. So we've got to base it off. We've got to do better than Liverpool this year now. You know what I mean? City's already shown they lost to Spurs again already. You know what I mean? So they've already shown that they could be a bit up and down this season already.
Yeah.
So I think Liverpool.
Let's not sleep on them too. You know, anything can happen in football. Chelsea
Liverpool have twice now come back from draws to win as well. So they're showing that they can get it over the line last minute of the game. You know what I mean? They're showing like they ain't gonna give up. So we've got to be like Liverpool this year. Don't give up.
And that's winning mentality.
And this season, like the defense have carried us for a very, very long time. You know, the defense have carried us for a very, very long time. And every season, if you look to it, our defense gets upgraded. You know, that's for sure. Even this season, we've upgraded our defense. But the attack this season, I bet you guys, I bet Arteta and Arsenal Football Club be more consistent in scoring the goals. That's what I want from this season. Be more consistent in scoring the goals. No matter how it may be, score the goal. You know. I mean, find a way to fit Victor Eucharist in the system.
Yeah, that's the main one. That's the main one.
Feed him the
Against
ball.
Leeds, I know they're only youngsters, but Rice did it as well in the second half. So Nweri's done it a couple of times. Dalman done it once. When they got into good positions, they just thought about shooting. Whereas you've got a guy there that wants to bag goals in. Get him in. You know what I mean? Pass him in. That is what he's there for. Rice did it. Made a surging run through the middle, and he could have passed to Eucharist. And he could have passed, I can't remember who the other player was. He could have passed to 2 players, basically. Then he ran it into the box and made the last minute pass. It come back to Nweri, then we lost it. Just on the edge, like just outside the box.
Yeah.
He's just got to remember, Eucharist is there. Get him in, man. You know what I mean? Just get him in. Obviously, we can't be like Eucharist FC now and completely just look to get Eucharist. But we've got to learn to sort of adapt the game. You know what I mean? Whereas instead of running all the way through, sometimes you've got to get him in.
Facts.
But no, therefore, we look good, man. We're looking good.
I mean, even Brother Richard have said this particular thing about in the previous stream. Like for the past 2-3 seasons, I think Arteta have programmed the squad in a false nine system. You know, it's like all the players are literally been programmed. The attackers have been programmed in a false nine system. Now, given the fact that we have Eucharist, who is an actual 9. Time will take, but again, make it work in a system. Players should remember that we are playing with a false 9. Yes, we'll try to feed the ball to them. It's no more like dropping deep here and there. And then Victor Eucharist can drop deep, but again, try to find him. Even Victor Eucharist can also
The thing is,
do the dropping deep. Because look at Harry Kane. He's one of the best clinical finisher in world football at the moment. But again, Harry Kane can drop deep. He does drop deep. But again, the positional awareness. When do drop deep? Allow the players to run around. Allow wingers to go inside, and then come to the position to score the goals. So it's up to Arteta, and it's up to Arteta like how he drills the squad from now on. How he mentally prepares the squad. This matters a lot. This matters a lot.
And it's the players too, though, because no matter how much I tell you what to do and I drum it in your head, you've got to go out there and still do it. You know what I mean? That's the main thing. Some of it's been, you can see what Arteta wants to do over the last couple of seasons. Some of it's on the players as well. I think Arteta gets a lot of stick. Like, when things go wrong, it's all Arteta. But when the things go right, you don't hear people saying, "Oh, look how good Arteta's done this. Look how good Arteta's done that." You know what I mean? But when it goes bad, it's always on Arteta. The players have still got to go out there and perform at the end of the day. That's the main thing. But no, I agree. Like we just all said it at the end of the day, they've got to find a way of adapting the tactics to get Gyökeres in, but also still keeping the balance of defense. You know what I mean? Trying to get the attack going. He's got a lot to do this year, definitely.
But like what you just said about it's, when good things go right, it's Arteta. When things go wrong, and a lot of the times when things tend to go wrong because we haven't got the personnel in that position doing the correct job, and I think this season and this transfer window, we have a lot of players come in which have the ability, have the quality. We talk about strength, depth, and quality. And the quality is always going to be my main thing about Arsenal and the squad and the depth of the squad. Previously, we didn't have the quality. We had a great first team, but never had the quality. Like that you mentioned when Saliba was injured in that 2022 season, and when we crumbled, we brought in Rob Holding.
Yep.
Did you get what I mean? Like, so if we had that quality and depth, and
But that's
someone come
Arteta's
in,
fault for saying that was my man. Get rid of him and go get someone else. That's why I will blame Arteta. You chose to keep Rob Holding as the backup, bro.
he didn't think the team would crumble that bad. That's for sure.
Oh my God, Rob Holding, I mean, he did score that beautiful goal against Man City when we crumbled at
Yeah,
City 8-1. It was crazy, man. I mean, why was Kiwior on the bench? That was the funny thing. We bought Kiwior that season for 17 million pounds, and then he was sitting on the bench when Saliba got injured. Like,
Yeah, but
crazy.
Kiwior's in the left, didn't it? He would have been on the left-hand
Yeah.
side. The right-hand side was
Kiwior came in as well, remember? And he ducked his head in a home game or something, and someone scored and he dropped some points in the game. Remember?
Away
That
was Sporting.
was it
Away was
away,
Sporting.
and that was
Yeah.
not just that was only a few weeks, maybe a month, just before the injury happened.
Yeah.
So I think he still weren't too confident in Kiwior, if I'll be honest.
Yeah.
And then that was his first debut, by the way. That was his first debut, and then we had Matt Turner goal, that American. So, oh my goodness, man, we have come a long way, man. Yeah, we've literally come a long way from all the benders here and there. But yeah, it's about time we need to win something, man. Like, and even this funny thing, I really find it very very funny. The whole media, the whole the pundits are focused on Victor Gyökeres. The focus is on Victor Gyökeres this season. Like, it's very funny. Like,
and rightly so. It should be focusing on Gyökeres. It should be. It has to be. Because
no, the funny thing, I will cut it short here. The funny thing, it's not like Victor Gyökeres, it cost us like 150 M's for him. We just paid we bought Victor Gyökeres on a 63 million pound package. You get what I mean? 55 million pounds. Like the way these guys are talking, like it's like we bought him for 150 million
Like
pounds.
Sesko and Ekatike have been bought for more money.
More money.
But they haven't come with his goal scoring record. That's why he's on so much. Like, I guarantee you, that's what you was going to say, no?
No. From my perspective, that too. But as Arsenal fans, what have we been saying for the last 2 years? Once we get a striker, we're going to win the league.
Yeah, we need a striker. We need a striker. Yeah.
So we open our as football fans, and I call it the new gen football fans. They talk a lot, right? So the social media guys, like everyone talks on social media. Once we get a striker, watch what's going to happen. We're going to win the league, blah blah. So the pressure truly has to be on Arsenal. We've got a striker, but obviously we're more if we had a striker last season. This season's different because things have changed. But the media spin it as we're still talking about last season. But this season, yes, we've got a striker, but we've added additional players to help us win the league. And as you know, Arsenal haven't had a striker for ages, and everyone's been trying to tell them you need a striker from stop playing this number 9, etc., etc. I mean, the false number 9 and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, you can tell Arteta was always been stubborn about getting a striker because our numbers was still very, very high. And
Yeah.
and now we've got a striker. It's like, oh yeah, Arteta surrendered. He knows he needs a striker. And now we've got a striker. Listen, everyone's going to be like, the record that he's come on, oh, he's only from the Portuguese league. He's not going to do anything. Well, he's got 2-2. You know, so people are going to be watching him. People are going to be looking at him all the time. But what they don't realize, we've got Eze, we've got Madueke, you know, we've got Zubimendi, we've got a few players who can also create goals. And guess what? The low block aspect of things. This should help us with the low block. All those games we drew last season or lost last season, the low block bullshit, that should kind of help us overcome that. Once we overcome those scenarios, technically the league is there for us to win.
Yeah, definitely. United, I think maybe not last season, but in the seasons past, we would have lost that United game at the start of the season. We wouldn't have won that. 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Maybe not last year, I don't know, because we still had a good resilience last season, but I think we would have lost most seasons before, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we would have.
So we're already showing that we've got the resilience there. We defended for our life. That's the one thing I can say. Like Saliba, a couple of men made some great tackles in the box that stopped them from scoring in that game. You know what I mean? So as bad as we played attacking wise, we still were great defensively.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So we proved that. And like you just said, we've gone out and got, obviously no one really wanted Madueke, but he put up sort of the same sort of numbers of what Martinelli put up last season. If he can increase on that this season for us, he's going to put up maybe 10 to 15 goals in the season. That's not bad, you know what I mean? Eze, the numbers he does for Palace, he should only increase for us because we're playing better football. Gyökeres, he does, all these players do well for the low blocks, like you just said as well. So like, so all the things against Gyökeres where they say he didn't score against the top sides, and it don't matter then. As long as he can score against all the bottom sides in our league, we'll win the league then, won't we? Because that's where we flopped. We didn't flop against the big boys. We flopped against the small boys.
And you're right. Our record against 22 games and 0 defeats, right? So
something like that,
yeah.
So and especially last season, especially from 23-24 season till the previous season, we haven't lost a single game against the top side, against the traditional top six side. Like against Liverpool, surprising, you know, for the past 3 seasons against Liverpool, we have drawn 4 times and won 2 times. We haven't lost the game because back in the days we used to get better with Liverpool, be it home, be it away.
Didn't matter, man.
It's been 2 seasons. City haven't beaten us, you know. So there, and then Chelsea we used to beat them anyways, you know. And then double against Spurs here and there. Undefeated against Manchester
City's
United.
the other one as well. City's the other one.
It's just that against low block. Yes, low block. We struggle against low block. You know, 14 draws last season was crazy, man.
No, 100%. Yeah, crazy.
Some of that was the injuries, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was. If we're honest, we didn't have the numbers in it. This year we do. I don't think we'll draw nowhere near as much this year. Definitely not.
Because last season, if we look in our goal scoring record, it was below 70 goals. It was disgraceful. You know, last season was very, I think. But the previous season, the 22-23 season, we were taking all guns blazing. Then we were scoring 80 plus goal. The 23-24 season, we didn't play like that attacking game, but you know, we were a little bit stacking and played the football, but we still managed to score 89 goals. The goals are there. I expect more this season. We can score 100 plus goal, man. If we are really on it, we can score. Given the fact that we have Gyökeres now, the depth is better than the previous season. So yeah, expectations are high at the same time, you know.
I think Odegaard had 3 goals in the league. Saka had 5. I think he had 9, all before their injuries. You got to think. Kai Havertz was on par to get 20 goals minimum in the season. You know what I mean? The way he was scoring, he was definitely going to get 20 goals in minimum. But then he got injured. So it's just unluckiness, man. Unluckiness.
I know.
Obviously, they left us short as well. Some of that is on the board, on the ownership or management, whoever decided not to go out and buy players last year. But the way we looked at it, we've done it this year now. We move on. Let's go for it.
And like you said, yeah, I agree. Like the ownership did that, but they realized we're probably not going to win it. So why not spend the money that we didn't spend in January now?
Next season. That's what I said to my brother yesterday. We were having a conversation, and he's like, "Do you think we didn't buy no one in January because we just knew it was done now?" I was like, yeah, I'd say so.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. Also,
No
keep it
point
in
going
faith
out
that
spending big money and then
we
we're
didn't
still not going
spend
to
that
catch
much.
Liverpool.
We didn't spend that much money last season. It's crazy,
So
man.
what's
It's
that?
crazy, man. I mean, last season we barely spent money, roughly 100 million pounds.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
We made that back, though, didn't we, basically? So we didn't really
yeah, we
spend
made
anything last year. I think we spent like 10 million in the end. The way it worked out.
Yeah.
Something like that.
yeah, 10 million. It was crazy, man. It was crazy, man. So yeah. Anyway, I think we will wrap this up. Thank you so much, guys, for
Nearly
joining
2
in.
hours.
Yeah, 2 hours, man. Yeah, big up to all of you that have tuned in. As usual, smash the like button. If you're new to it, subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Guru Mudli is here. Brother Richard is here. He have his own channel. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah,
Thanks,
see you
man.
next time. See you next time. See you next time. Thank you so
Take
much.
care, guys.
Big up,
Thank you
big
for
up.
having me on, man. Big up to you both.
God
Laters.
bless you. Yeah, God bless you. Salute, guys. Salute, salute.